one that's sharing his drinks. The one celebrating a birthday. Yeah, I'm a number one bitch. The one that always have
Hey! Hey, y'all. What's up? You got the Shades of Pride with Vic
and Rena.
Hey, y'all. We are turning up. We are celebrating. For those who don't know, we are celebrating this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Queen Rena.
Hi.
We are celebrating her in so many ways with this episode. It is her birthday weekend.
It is.
So guess what? Cups. Oh
yeah, shit. I don't have my cup.
She doesn't have her cup. For what? She actually doesn't have her cup, y'all.
Okay, I got it.
So we are going to get everybody.
And Vic is actually having a drink.
Right. Y'all. So if y'all need a minute, if y'all need a moment, we'll sit here for a second. We'll wait. Whether you want to toast with water, with coffee, with tea, with Gatorade, Coke, or you want to celebrate with drinks.
Yes.
Go make your drink. We'll be waiting, but for not too long. So, love, why don't you tell them what you have?
I have a margarita. It's extra. What did it say? Double strength?
It's double
Never
strength.
Heard of that, y'all.
Yeah, it's double strength margarita mix. It's pre-made. I tasted it, y'all. She said she wanted a shot of tequila in it, but
I'm turning 35. I was gonna try to be grown.
I think it's like already double that, but
I think it's triple that actually.
So I
actually tasted tequila.
Yeah, so she's changing it up on y'all. She has not turned 35 yet, but by the time y'all listen to this, no telling she will already be 35 because
I just hope I remember.
We are recording this episode on 9/11. So let's take a moment of silence real quick.
It's 24 years.
Turn down the music real quick.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have a moment of silence. All right, y'all. So we just want to do a moment of silence for those who we lost on 9/11 24 years ago.
Yes.
I
was 11.
My love was 11.
Oh, no. Actually, turned 11 the next day.
Yeah. So it's 9/11. This is the day that we're recording. My love's birthday's tomorrow, which is Friday, which will be the 12th. So that's her birthday.
Yes.
But so where were you when 9/11 hit?
I was in my 5th grade class. My teacher, she was awesome. Her name was Mrs. Bogart. And
okay.
I'll never forget, like, the grown-ups were, like, whispering. They kept going outside and kept talking like this. And I'm like, what's going on? And so me and one of my best friends at the time, her name was Teresa. She moved to Vegas, and God knows where she is today. But she was like, I think a plane hit the World Trade Center. And I said, stop lying. I said it loud. And then the teacher came in, and she was really sad, and she was really worried. And she was like, I gotta go, you guys. My son, they were being very secretive. She was just like, my son is in New York, and I have to go. And I'm like, wait, her son's in New York? And she's got to go. Why she has to go? Her son's in New York. Like, I was a kid. So
right. She didn't know.
And so then they took us to the library and turned on Channel 1. And that's when, I don't know, I feel like that's when I grew up that day. That's when I realized the world can be very cruel. And I think it hit me more than it did my peers. Because they were kids. We were all kids. But my mom always told me that I had an old soul. So I understood things. I felt things a lot deeper than most kids at that age. I was 10 going on 11.
Okay.
And I just kept crying. Like, I understood. Like, no one had to explain it to me. I got it. It was a terrorist attack. They purposely ran the plane in these buildings, and innocent people were in the buildings, and innocent people were on the planes, and they lost their life that day. So oh God. And then when we heard about the hostages taking the plane down. I think it was in PA.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, Flight 93, I believe.
That was really sad because I think one of the guys left a heartbreaking voicemail to his wife.
Yes, and I do remember that.
Yeah, my mom kept talking about that. And then I remember that night we went to church and we just lit candles.
Yep.
And I remember like my mom just crying because I think that's where I get it from. She's just very emotional.
That was very sad.
Yeah.
I remember I was in ninth grade, my first year in high school, and they told us, and we were like getting ready for I think I was going to math class, and I was in the computer room, and people were telling everybody to go into the classrooms, and yeah, basically the same thing, and it was just a sad day.
Sad. It was like the world goes quiet, and then I get home and my family's outraged, and
right.
I'm like, y'all need to calm down. Y'all making death threats to people y'all don't know, and
yeah. I mean, it was just crazy how those buildings just crumbled, and people were trying to get out of in the stairs, and there was even guide dogs trying to get out, to guiding people out of there. So anyways, y'all, but we just wanted to do a moment of silence for that. If you guys lost anyone, definitely condolences. Definitely, you guys, if you have never visited New York, you should definitely go visit it. Go check it out. It is a party city, but it's also so much history there. It's a good place. So I know I'm hoping to be able to take my love there eventually.
Yes.
But yeah. So anyways, we're going to get back to it.
Before, because I do have a wonderful book to recommend to you guys.
Okay.
I couldn't get through it without crying, and I probably will never read it again because it was just so real and so, oh God, it was deep. It was a wife's story who lost her husband. I think her husband was a firefighter who went in the World Trade Center to try to save people. It was titled A Widow's Walk, and it is on Bard. So if you guys want to read that, just have your tissues ready. And
yeah, that is a day that no one, I know that we will never forget.
No.
And hopefully, we, as the world is in turmoil right now, we hope that we never have to experience that. I know other countries are experiencing different bombings and wars and just people dying, and you got to watch what you believe in, you got to watch what you speak on, because people are just feeling the way they feel. But I'm just sending love and good energy from us, from the Shades of Pride. We are just sending great energy out to the universe and out to all of our listeners.
Yes.
We just want to send that out. So but anyway, so getting back to the queen, she's drinking margarita, and I am actually joining her because it is her birthday weekend, and I promise her that, well, I don't promise her, but I don't drink. I honestly used to party it up all the time. Couldn't catch me, and you caught me in the bar all the time, having fun, celebrating. But now, I only kind of celebrate drinks on those special occasions.
Yeah.
And you really will only catch me drinking with my wife. So if she's not around, most likely you won't catch me drinking. So, but I am having her favorite artist in the world, K. Michelle. It's one of her favorite drinks. Well, actually, is it her favorite drink?
Yeah.
Well, I know she likes Jack.
She likes Honey Jack, too.
Yeah, she likes Honey Jack. So, shout out to our homies out in Houston. You know who you are. I'm sure Rodrigo and Crazy M. That's what I'm going to call you. Crazy M and Rodrigo. Y'all know who you are. Shout outs to y'all. We were down there for a get together.
It was so much fun.
Met a lot of people there.
So much fun. Even hanging out with Victoria, who we had as a guest on the podcast.
Yes.
It was a lot of fun.
It was so much fun.
You're talking about positive vibes, just grown people, just having a good time. We're laughing at everything. Some people fell asleep. Vic gave Honey Jack to the dog.
No, the dog stole my Honey Jack. The dog stole my drink.
We played games. It was
so that's the first time I had Honey Jack, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll try it. And y'all, I told y'all, like, I don't drink. And I was like, Rodrigo, I need another drink. Rodrigo, I need another drink. I think I had 3.
She said it out loud. And no, this is not our friend's real name, but we stick with that joke now because we were all sitting there talking.
Yes.
And Vic goes, hey, Rodrigo. And I'm like, who?
Rodrigo.
Who is that?
Right. So that was so much fun, y'all. But shout outs to y'all. So that's where I get the Honey Jack and Coke.
Yes.
So I will probably only have 1 or 2, but that's all right. We're celebrating the queen. So happy birthday. Happy early birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're going to celebrate you. We might not party like every single day, but we have a couple of plans for her. And yeah, so it's just her week. It's her weekend. It's her day every day, but you know.
It is.
But anyway, so what we are doing, y'all, we actually meant to do this episode way before our nonprofits, way before.
Long time ago.
We did it.
August.
We had recorded it, and then it messed up and it disappeared and it didn't get recorded. So we are going to try this once again. So it's going to be about my lovely wife here. We're talking about her journey, and she's had a crazy journey and a great journey. So we're going to talk about her life. We're going to talk about her career, some of her struggles, how she has gotten where she is now. Hopefully she can help anyone who may be a listener out there who just needs some type of, empowerment, or maybe you're looking for a different career and you're not sure. Just anything. We hope that we send out good vibes, and we hope that we help someone out here, anybody.
Yes.
Anyone who's listening, our listeners, new listeners, whatever.
Whoever,
whatever.
If you inspired one, you've changed the world, right?
Right. Yeah. So before we get started, we're going to kind of take care of some business that we always do.
Hope I remember.
You haven't had just us in a while, y'all.
A good little minute.
Right. Yeah. So it's been a while. Before we get started with the business, though, we would love to thank everyone who has came onto the podcast.
Y'all were awesome.
Y'all were awesome and amazing. We definitely appreciate all the nonprofits for everything that you guys are doing out there, making a difference, giving hope to everyone out there, helping people. It's a blessing to see all of the work that y'all do.
Yes.
And also, we would love to thank all of our small businesses, everything that we had out there. So, yeah. Anyways, so, love, how can people get a hold of us?
So, you can reach us on Facebook or YouTube by the handle The Shades of Pride with Vic and Rena. That is our YouTube and Facebook handle.
Yes, ma'am. And do we have an Instagram?
We do have an Instagram.
And what is that?
Oh, Lord. I don't know if it's not the same.
I believe it's
Shades of Pride Pod.
Yeah, Shades of Pride Pod.
Okay, see, I got it.
Yeah, there you go. But that's the Instagram. And also, if you want to email us, y'all, you could email us at shades, SHADES, of Pride Pod, POD, at gmail.com. You can also give us a call at 682-730-2001. You can call and leave a voicemail. You can shoot us a text. Let us know what you think about all of our episodes. If you guys have any questions, advice, tips, tricks, if you would like to become a guest on our podcast, let us know. You can email us, you can DM us, you can text us, whatever. We would love to hear from you. So for all of that, you can turn up the music just a little bit. And
I don't even know what's playing, but let's see.
And we are going to party. Y'all are going to hear a little bit of music with us, y'all, because y'all are with us tonight. Tonight is going to be a chill night. You're going to have some music in the background because that's just you're hanging out with us tonight, right? We're inviting you all into our home. So sit back, chill, relax, and yeah, you're in for a treat because this lady is making moves.
Well, thank you.
All right, love.
I try.
So I'm sitting down with this beautiful young lady here. Let's open up with, you guys get us here on the podcast, and y'all know a little bit about us. I think my love did an episode with me, a little bit about like my career and stuff.
Yes.
So we really want to be real with y'all. We want y'all to know who we are, what we do. And that's why we are doing this, because I feel like if you don't know us personally, we want to know you.
Yes.
Especially if we've never met you. We want to know you. We want you to know us. We want y'all to be able to reach out to us if y'all need help, if y'all have any questions, or if you just want a friend. I mean, we're here. We do not like drama, so don't come this way if you like drama, because we do not tolerate that.
We don't want to know the he said, she said.
Right.
No.
Right. So anyway, so getting to it. So
all right. Well, for those who may not know me, I did share a little bit about my birth journey, but this is my segment of a career journey. So
3029 swipe up to unlock.
Oh, sorry. I've always been a hard worker, no matter what I was doing. I swear, like, I thought I would have been like some sort of choir director, because I always used to make my cousins sing when they didn't want to, and they tell anyone who listens that I should have been a music teacher, because I would get mad that they wouldn't sing. So needless to say, my first career, I was 16 years old, and I worked with my mom and my aunts when they would sell plates. Like, they had a catering thing. So I was the order taker. I had my Braille note, and I kept everything organized. I know who ordered what they wanted on their plate, and the total. And I was really, really good at that job. I also...
We need to open up a restaurant. And you could be the order taker.
I was really good at it, and I was very proud of it.
Swipe up to unlock.
I was proud of that. So that was the first thing I did. I didn't want to be, everybody talks about, and no shade to anyone, but everybody was like, oh man, you got it so good. You got this land. You don't even got to work. You just can stay out in the land and be with your folks. And I'm like, no. I had dreams as big as New York. I was like, I'm not going to be in this small town forever. I'll never forget where I come from. But I had bigger dreams. And just because I was blind, I wasn't going to stop those dreams.
Screen lock.
Another thing I did, and I did it very well, was help out with the little girls in Dorm A. I helped them, get ready for bath time. Would do, help with their hair, help with homework, whatever they needed. And I was also a dorm counselor in the summer. So I always knew I wanted to do something. After I graduated high school. I went to this training facility called Affiliated Blind oh my God. It's ABL. So it's Affiliated Blind of Louisiana. So I went there, and I also took some classes at ULL, which is University of Lafayette. No, I didn't finish, nor did I graduate there. But I had a lot of fun. I met a lot of people. I got to hang out with my best friend, who, when she graduated ABL, lived on campus for a bit. Like, she lived on the ULL campus. So I still got to see her while I was still pursuing my program at ABL and taking some classes at ULL. And I wanted to be a child psychologist. I wanted to be either a child psychologist or a teacher. That was even in my speech when I was the salutatorian at high school. So I always had high standards for myself, you know. And I didn't even tell my birth story of how I became blind, so sorry about that. I don't think I shared that the last one. Did I? No,
I can't remember.
So I have an eye condition that's called congenital glaucoma, and it is hereditary. It's on my mother's side. My mother and brother both have this disease. My mom, as Vic and I have spoken about, she's no longer with us anymore. She was visually impaired. She was able to drive during the day, but she couldn't see anything at night. And then she lost her sight when I was 11 years old. And she always told people that I was her miracle because she knew what was, you know, she knew what it was like to work with the sight she had, but she didn't know how life would be like without sight at all. So she said I was her inspiration. Same thing with my brother. He has the same disease. And so glaucoma, it usually takes your sight like little at a time, right?
Right.
Well, my sight was gone. There was no bringing it back. When I was a baby, they did 12 operations. Thank God I don't remember that.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And then my mom was like, you know what? I'm done. She's not doing that anymore. Believe it or not, for y'all who might not know me, as our other guest said when she was on here, Laurel, I'm a very shy person still to this day. I don't talk this much. It's easy to talk like this in a podcast. I only talk this much when I feel comfortable with people. No lie. And it takes me a little bit. I have to read your energy first. So the first time you meet me, I might just...
She might just look at you, y'all.
I might just observe you.
Right. Or she
like, who are you?
Or you might not know that she's there. She's just like taking notes and trying to listen to what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's me. But I love to talk. Once you get to know me, you'll be like, dang, she talk a lot.
Right. So you were talking about, you know, you went to college a little bit. You worked a little bit there, you know, these in and out jobs, right? So,
yes.
So you finished all that, and at what point did you, I guess, you went, at what age? Like, did you stay where you were living out in Lafayette? Did you stay with your parents? Did you get out on your own?
When I was going to school?
No, like when you were done with all that.
Oh. Well, I should have stayed with my parents. No. I don't know why this date is so significant, or I'll never forget it. Maybe because I felt it in my soul. I should have never left. Mm-hmm. But hey, like, lessons learned, right? Mm-hmm. On April 11th of 2010, I got on a flight and left everyone and everything I've ever known my whole life and went to Chicago, Illinois, for a relationship. No lie. I mean, my mom told everybody it was for school, but let's be real. I could have went to school where I was. It was for a relationship. Chicago itself was a great experience. I had to grow up, and I had to grow up fast. Wouldn't say that I was a sheltered girl, but man, I thought I knew everything, and I didn't know anything. I hit the ground running, though, when I went to Chicago. I did not sit stagnant. I was determined to enroll in Harold Washington College, and that's what I did. I started that in the fall semester. Meanwhile, I felt like I needed more JAWS training because I didn't want to just do school. I also wanted a job too. Now, Don't ask me how I was going to pull this off, but
that's everybody's dream, though.
I was like, you know what? I don't have a kid because I didn't at the time. I'm like, I want to do more than just lay up. Like, I got goals out here. I want to work and I want to go to school. Right. And I want to work while I'm going to school. Because why
can't you do that? That's what everybody else does.
Right. And, people kind of downed me for that. They're like, well, you got to do one or the other. You can't do both. And I'm like,
why not?
I'm the motto. You tell me I can. You tell me I can't do it. I'm going to show you how I can. So I felt like I needed more training. And I love my rehab voc counselor there.
Your voc rehab?
Yeah, I don't know if she's still there, but she was awesome. She encouraged me a lot. And she said that I had very great goals and things. So I went to Harold Washington. I completed my program at Ikery. So I was doing the same thing, going to school and completing a program with Ikery. Good thing with Ikery Wood, and I can't think of the proper name for that. I think it's Illinois. It's another rehab. It's another like the one I went to. But I didn't have to stay on campus, and I just took JAWS classes.
Okay.
And cooking classes. And another job I had. I was a Braille instructor there. I didn't need to take Braille classes, so they gave me my certificate in Braille.
Okay.
And I was able to get paid a little bit by doing some instructing, teaching all the other students.
Okay.
And some were seniors. And I even came up with this cool game, me and the instructor there at the time. She was really cool. She taught me, she said, yeah, this is a way to teach them. So we came up with, you know how Uno is?
Right.
So we came up with Braille It.
Okay.
And so they had to identify, you had to match your letter with another letter. And whoever, kind of like the same thing. Right. Whoever had the one letter left said Braille It.
Okay.
And then they put it down and they won.
Oh, cool.
It was a fun way to get them engaged,
and to learn how to do the
Yeah, because a lot of them were seniors. And honey, when I tell you they were stubborn.
Right.
They didn't want to do this.
They didn't want to do it, right?
No, they didn't. No. But I was so proud of them because they were all at graduation when I graduated.
Oh, that's awesome.
Not to brag, but I am proud of myself. The first program that I took in Louisiana at ABL, I started in August and I graduated on March. So that was how many months? September, October. I'm sorry, I'm doing a little math here. That was 6 months.
Okay.
And Ikery, I started in January and graduated in April. I finished all my tech stuff in 4 months. So I was very proud of myself for that. Because I thought it was going to take me longer than that. And so I finished there.
And so do you feel like you learned sufficient enough, do you think that in that time frame, did you learn everything that you wanted to learn, or do you feel like does it stay with you? Did it stay with you?
At the time, I still remember the keystrokes for JAWS to this day. And that was my main focus. I think I wasn't really focused on home life. I would admit that. I was career driven. I wasn't thinking about having no kids or taking care of a household. Just thought about taking care of me. Maybe that was selfish. I was in a relationship, but I was just like, oh yeah, I know how to cook. I know how to cook enough to take care of me.
Right.
And maybe that's selfish. But I was young, you guys. I was, 20?
All right.
19?
So, 20-19-year-old, you're not worried about all that.
Yeah.
You're not trying to be a wife.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was just like.
Some people do, though. Some people are trying to, get married. And nothing for that, because I was that way.
Yeah. I know that people are going to be like, wow, Rena, you were very selfish.
Right. That's all right.
But
I'm selfish today. I'm selfish at my age. I don't want to take care of you. Leave me alone. I just want to do me. What do you want?
I've learned a lot since that time. I don't have that mindset anymore. I just want everybody to know that I don't have that mindset. But at the time, I thought I was good. I thought I learned enough for myself,
Right.
And I did, because my career, that's how it started.
Right.
But I did college for a while. That was my focus. I was like, okay, I got all these certificates. You know, my counselor told me, you don't want to run yourself. Like, it's good to want to work and do school, but maybe you need to be a full-time student for a while, see how that goes. And then if you feel like you need to work, then you do that. I never wanted to depend on my SSI check. Everybody, and people still think, and no shade, no knocking to anyone. This is just my opinion. I don't trust. I'm gonna tell you why I don't trust the SSI or the SSDI, because it could be snatched away in any moment.
Yes.
If you make a certain move, or they think that they've overpaid you, even though they have it, they
or
can
even
take
if
it away.
Yeah, or even if they did, that's their
Yeah.
fault, right? Like,
And you're struggling if this is all you're dependent on.
right.
And I don't know. I never wanted to be in that position, but she told me to just calm down, slow it down. I get financial aid, just calm down. It just work. Like, you live with other people. So, I mean,
But you never want to depend on just one person.
and I didn't want to do that either. And she's like, well, just, you got your parents at the end of the day, no matter how far you are. If you need something, you know that you can reach out. Right. I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to reach out. So I did that for a while. And, oh man, I had to take some classes, because I was at the blind school, and I can be honest about that. I was at the blind school for high school, and I love LSVI for all they taught me, as far as social skills and being friends and learning to live with other people and household things, like, how to make a bed and how to hang up your clothes and how to live independently, right? I think that was the most independently I felt being a kid, Got to do things on my own. Got to do my own laundry. And I didn't have to wait for my mom to do my laundry, I don't know. That felt good as a kid. So, but academically, I struggled really bad. And especially math. Maybe it was me, and maybe it wasn't the school, but me and math, we didn't click. So, but I was passing all my classes. I made it to math. I think it was 101.
Okay.
In English, 101 or 102. I can't remember. And then I finished that semester. And coming into the winter semester, January, I took a pregnancy test, and it was positive. So, now I know you can pursue your goals even if you're pregnant.
Right.
But that was not in my plans. But I did not do anything to stop it. And it takes two, right? So I can't, like, what the hell was I going to do, right? It's like, okay. Like, I knew I had options, but I knew what I wasn't going to do. And, so yeah, I told you guys all that part, so I could skip that part. Got pregnant. Had a baby. Meanwhile, the relationship was tumultuous, and I knew that I had to take care of this little human. So I hit the ground running again. I was like, okay, my hustle mentality is back. I got to get a job. My first job I did, and you could just cut in and ask any questions you want to.
Yes, ma'am.
If you want. First job I got, it was in December. I know my baby was just a baby. I don't know. He had to be I had him in September, so 3 months maybe, or not even 3 months. But I wanted him to have some feel of Christmas, even if it's just little onesie, Christmassy PJs, right? And everybody's like, Sharina, he's just a baby. Like, don't worry about it. And I'm like, no, you can't tell me not to worry about it. Like, I'm going to worry about it. So, against everybody's wishes, I went and worked at the Salvation Army. I'm not ashamed to say that. It was in the freezing cold. I was probably still healing because I did have some complications with birth and all. But I knew I had to do what I had to do. And so
how did you find that job? Like, what
actually,
did you do?
The person I was with at the time, their family member told me about it.
Okay.
They knew that I was looking for some type of work, and they're like, yeah, they hire people with disabilities and all this, like they hire them for the season.
Okay.
But it, she told me like it gets cold and it does this and and I'm like,
Is it pretty accessible? Like,
oh yeah, it was very accessible because what they do is they pick you like, so paratransit dropped me off at the headquarters where we all meet, and then there's a van that picks everybody up and drops everybody off at their location.
Okay.
Your location never really changes. And the stores that they dropped me off at, I was very familiar with the people in the stores.
Okay.
So I always got free lunch.
Okay. But no one tried to rob you? No one tried to...
No one bothered me, surprisingly. In the south side of Chicago, right? No one bothered me. I was like in the good shopping centers because I was in Walgreens. That's where I frequently worked. And I worked at this other store that was Amish.
Okay.
It was like an Amish grocery store. I can't think of, but I love eating their food. Their food was actually pretty good.
Okay. So you did that. And you got that pretty much, networking, and it was accessible. So you did that seasonal. Did you do that multiple times or just one time?
One time.
Okay.
By the next year, I was determined to have a job.
Okay.
So I did that one time, and then after that, because that was 2014. And so 2015, 2016, all around there, I was a staying home mom pretty much, trying to still do school, some type of school, whether it was Hadley or something.
Okay.
But then I realized it was time to put him in daycare, and it was time for me to try to build a life for us because I wanted a future for me and my son. If nobody else wanted to go on in that future, then so be it, right? I got tired of staying at home. It does get depressing. Shout out to all my moms out there, single or otherwise, that stay home with the babies, even single dads or dads who do it. It does get depressing. I got tired of watching cartoons and eating Frosted Flakes and getting applesauce in my hair, and I couldn't do that. It got lonely.
Right.
It got very isolating and lonely because while I was with a baby, all my friends were living life,
Right.
And that did, and plus I was battling depression and postpartum, and so it got lonely. And so my counselor reached out to me, and she's like, okay, are you gonna pursue? She's like, where's that firecracker that walked in here and told me she's gonna work and go to school?
Right.
She always used to tell me, and I'll never forget, she used to say, I could see you in the White House.
Well,
I could see that. And I was like, no way. And she's like, you shouldn't underestimate yourself. And I'm like, what would I actually be doing? She said, hell, you might be the president's counselor.
Who knows? I mean, we all know presidents need counselors, right? How would you do that?
So she calls me, and I don't know, got my drive back, and I found a daycare for my son. Shout out to Sweet Pea Academy. I came in there, a mom who they just knew I just had enough. It's like, they were like, okay, Mom, we'll watch him. Now you go chase your dreams, The director was very nice and sweet and whatever. And so the grandma used to pick up the baby from school. Because once again, when I say I stalked Horizons for the Blind, I saw them. This had to be 2017. I saw them on the internet. Oh, not to mention I took hold on, let's go back. I'm sorry. I took a JAWS class in the Chicago Lighthouse because that's where I was going.
Oh, okay.
I was going to go there. So 2016, that summer, I enrolled in the Chicago Lighthouse JAWS class. Now, remember I said I thought I knew, like I thought I was good. You know, like I took JAWS already, so I thought I was okay. Well, I took the Chicago test, and I was like, oh shit, there is some things I don't know or don't remember. So I refreshed myself, and that was a very fun class. The instructor was very, very hands-on. He knew exactly what he was talking about. He even gave me cheat sheets and things. And so I took that, and then I started working with my job coaches. I had 2. And every day, every single day, it felt like we were filling out applications, building me a resume, sending things. Now, my resume was very small, okay? I only had 2, 3 jobs.
Right.
No, that's were in and out. Well, I saw Horizon, and I kept hearing their name, Horizon for the Blind, Horizon for the Blind. So, without my job coaches, they told me, well, just wait, let's just see if other jobs call you back, because that's in Crystal Lake, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, look, dude, I have a kid. I can't sit around and wait. So I her name was Camille. I got her email from the internet. I sent my own resume. Now, I don't know, because this is a resume that I did with the Chicago Lighthouse, so I'm assuming it's professional enough, right?
Right.
So I send it, and I write a personal letter stating why I think I will be good for the Braille Productions job. Now, I had to use spell check a lot of times. I am not a good writer. I have gotten better. I love to write, but I write too fast sometimes, and so especially when I'm typing.
You might miss a couple letters.
Yeah. And so I'm like, oh my God, did I just send that letter? And so I called them. I called them every single day, leaving a message. So finally,
You were determined.
Camille calls me back. And she goes, are you Sharina? And I said, yes, ma'am. And she said, I read your letter and saw your resume. I'm impressed. She said, how soon can you come for an interview? I said, as soon as you need me to. She said, how about tomorrow? I said, tomorrow? She said, oh yeah, don't worry. We'll pay for your train ticket. We'll get you we'll have someone meet at the train.
Oh, wow.
And then I was like, oh, really? She's like, yeah. And so I was like, oh, okay. But then, so I felt bad because they brought the ticket. It was there. It was, so I was very excited. I'm getting ahead of myself because I get very excited when I'm telling this story. But I discovered that I didn't need them to pay for the ticket because my PACE ID, that's what they call it in Illinois, I could ride the train for free anyway, but I didn't know that, so they had already paid for it.
Oh, wow. So you can ride the
Metro.
Okay.
It's the Metro. So, but I didn't know that. So they had already had my train with the attendant the next day. And I was like, oh my God, I have an interview. Like, I'm so excited. Everybody was like, oh, well, I hope you get it. Blah, 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 you know. And so I was like, yeah, I hope so. I've really been wanting this job. I really don't think people thought I would pursue it, or maybe I would get there and be like, okay, that train ride was too far, too long. I'm not doing it, right?
Mm-hmm. How long was it?
3 hours.
To get there?
Yeah, on the train.
So it took you 3 hours to get just one way?
Yeah, because they made stops. If it was straight, it might have been 2 hours. I don't know, but we made stop, and we made a stop.
So what time did you? So okay, so did you get the job? I want to know if you got the job.
I did.
Bet.
I went there. I didn't even know I was going to be I was having a whole conversation with 2 people. Mm-hmm. Rest in peace, my friend Jimmy. I didn't know that his dad was going to be my boss.
Oh, wow.
I met them both on the train, and we were just talking, and they were like, oh, you're interviewing for Horizons. And I'm like, yes. And then Jimmy turns around and he goes, "What's your name?" And I said, "Sharina." And she said, "Dad." He said, "Dad, that's her. That's who's interviewing for the job." He like sounded so excited. He's like, "Well, meet your new boss, my dad."
Oh, that's
like,
awesome.
They were declaring I got the job, and I didn't even do the
You
interview
didn't do the interview yet, right?
And so it got off. And what I loved about it is they did send a van for all of us train riders. So there was always a driver to pick us up.
Pick y'all up.
Yes.
Okay.
And so we got there, and everybody was filing in, and I went in Camille's office, and she told Jim to show me around because he was my boss. And I don't know, I clicked right away with him and Jimmy. And so they were showing me everything, and I was so impressed with the Braille. When I tell you, there's nothing like being in a job where everything's accessible.
Right.
There were Braille on the bathrooms, Braille on the machines. Like they had like cold food machines, soda machines, chips machines. They all had Braille on them. Come to find out, Camille is totally blind. So of course she's the owner. She's gonna make sure that place is accessible, right?
Right.
So I was even more like, oh man, I have to work here. They had Dr. Pepper in Braille. I was like, I know what I'm getting. I was like excited. So then I went in the interview with Camille and Jim, and they asked me a bunch of questions like, well, what do I know about Braille? And I didn't know the UEB. So I was like, damn. Is this
was UEB already out by then?
Yeah, it was.
Wow, how long has that been out?
I don't know, but they asked me. They asked me, and I froze. I'm like, oh my God.
I don't even know UEB.
I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna stop me from getting this job, because they said I was gonna be a cross trainer. I was gonna be proofreading and Braille production.
Okay.
And for proofreading, you had to know UEB, and I'm like, oh, I do not know it. So Camille says, okay, no worries, we'll teach you.
Oh, there you go.
I said, oh, okay. She's like, yeah, I hope you didn't think that would stop you. So I was like, no. She's like, no, I appreciate your honesty, because some people will lie and say they know it, and then they try to do a proofreading, and they don't know it.
And they don't know it.
Right.
So they can't read.
So the interview went great, and they both was like, you're hired. You can start tomorrow. I was like, tomorrow? It was like, yes, you can start tomorrow. And I was like, okay, how about Monday? Because I was like, wait, I need to get clothes. I need to get my hair done. I need to do this. I need to do that. And they're like, okay, Monday's fine.
Oh, there you go.
And so I was like, okay. And so I was just so excited. When I say that was one of the best jobs I ever had. And let me talk a little bit about what I did at Braille Production. So we would get playwrights. And playwrights are like, you know, when you go to a play like Lady Macbeth or the Tina Turner play. Well, in Chicago, in Crystal Lake, and all those places, their theaters had the programs in Braille, and sometimes they even had blind actresses.
Oh, that's awesome.
And actors. So they had the Braille, they had their script in Braille.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we Brailled their parts or their script, so they would know.
They should make all plays like that. They should, at all plays, they should actually have they should have an option for the program to be in Braille, because it's always in print.
Yeah, they should. And we did Manhattan Theater play. We did, because I'm sure there were some actors and actresses. Like we did big companies. We did Braille, like we did bills for Comcast.
Okay.
Chase, electric companies who had blind clients that wanted their stuff in Braille. A lot of places. It was awesome. So what we did is we print them up on the computer. So they're already keyed in. We just have to type in what we're trying to print out, and then we print them first, take them to the computer lab that we had. We put them in the machine, and then the embosser would emboss them all in Braille, whatever it was we were supposed to get embossed, right?
Okay.
It's really, really cool. Then we take back to Braille Productions. We had this machine called the Burster. And you have to lift it up, and you have to make sure the paper, like it was art to this. You had to make
You
sure
have to feed the paper
that
in?
everything was lined up, or it's going to burst out all types of crazy.
Oh, wow.
So you had to make sure that you tore off the, I don't know if you've ever embossed something.
I have.
You know the little strips that's
Yes.
around? Okay, so we have to take those off, because if not, they can break the bursters.
Yes.
And so you line, all the, like, you got to feed it in the machine, and you got to line it all up. And if it's 400 pages, you're going to be lining up for a minute. So you're going to be, let me tell you, it wasn't a sitting down job. So that's why I told you, I know what it's like to be on your feet for 8 hours, because that was, there was no sitting down. The only time you sat down is when you clocked in, you had lunch, and you clocked out.
Wow.
You fed the machine, you closed it up, and then you press the button and you watch it do its thing and hope it bursted, okay? Or you're going to have to do it all over again.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
All right. So you did that, and what else did you do there? How long did you work there? How was the co-workers there? How was,
the co-workers were awesome. They're still my friends to this day.
Okay.
Shout out to, I could say their names. I don't think they would mind. I had a friend named Jessica.
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend named Kelly, who's also a Virgo. Shout out Kelly. I think the other Kelly was also a Virgo, so there was 2 Kellys. Michelle, who was like my bestest friend. we had lunch all the time. She would always go to, what's that place? She would always get us lunch from, I can't think of it. It's not gonna, it was like a sandwich shop.
Okay.
It might have been Panero. And she used to always bring me coffee cake.
Okay.
From this grocery store, Jules. I worked with Beth. I don't know if she's still around. She was elderly, but she was very sweet and nice. She was my coworker.
Cool.
Rest in peace to Jimmy, who became my bestest friend. Yeah, I felt like family there.
It was family there.
It was family there.
So did you move closer there, or you
No,
just made
I wish I would have.
You made the transportation all the way there?
Every day. It was worth it to me.
All right, well, that was determination, right?
Yes.
So you got the job that you wanted, so that way you could provide for your son, and it seems like you got it on your own. You took the determination.
Because I felt like if I was waiting for my job coach, I would have never got it.
Right. So you took the initiative to go get what you wanted, right?
Yes.
So you did that. So, all right. So that's that job. That was the first job, or your like real first job. Did you grow from that? Did you feel like you grew from that?
I did. It was a very learning experience. I probably could have went far in that company, really far, if I would have lived closer or worked out whatever was going on personally.
Okay.
It just started to take a toll on my job.
Right.
And I couldn't effectively work without worrying about personal stuff. And so that's why I left. The hardest decision I ever had to make.
Right.
The hardest thing you will ever do, y'all, and I'll tell you, is train someone else how to do your job, because you're leaving. That was very hard for me. It was my decision. They didn't tell me to leave. They would have never told me to leave. Actually, Camille told me that.
How old were you at this point?
Let's see. I got the job at 2017. I left the job January 2019. So I was 28.
Okay. I mean, you were still learning, and so, sometimes when you're 28, you're either established or you're just living life and trying, right? So things were thrown your way. So I feel like, even for listeners out there, if things ever get thrown your way, sometimes you just need to step back and try to surround yourself either around positive people or try to sit down so you can take a look
Try to figure it. I wish I would have had friends.
Right.
To like, I think that's what it was. Like, I had friends, but they were the wrong kind of friends. And then when I met the right kind of friends, I had already made my decision. Like, my hairstylist was like, you shouldn't have left.
Well, you had your friends there at Crystal Lake, and they probably would have been able, if you would have opened up maybe. And that's the thing, I think sometimes
they told me, though. They said, we would help you look for an apartment. I think it was fear. I think I was afraid.
Right.
I was like, because, you know, you get negative thoughts. People talk negative to you. And so you think, oh, man, I can't do this.
Right.
How am I going to raise a baby, go to school, get them from school? Like, I didn't, you know, I thought it was impossible at the time.
Right.
And you do.
And it's not, because sometimes after you figure it out, people will find out somehow, some way. I believe as if there's a way,
there's a will,
there's a will, there's a way, right? So, but you did what you could do, right? So that was good. You made the decision to move forward.
And I didn't leave them on bad terms. I did write a letter of I did it
Let
right.
them know that you were
leaving. My dad told me to do it correctly, so I did.
So that's good. So, all right, well, we talked about that, and I figured so we can get through this process and not make this podcast 3 hours
Sorry.
long. So
I just had to talk about Horizons for a while.
Right.
Okay.
So she talked about Horizon with the passion, right? So I think I love that you had the drive, and that even though there were different obstacles in the way, you still just went after it. So that was 2019. So that's when you left there. And then what did you find another job after that? I know the pandemic hit in 2020.
Yeah, but 2019, just because I stopped working, I wasn't going to stop. My ultimate goal was to get in the lighthouse. I don't know. I just heard about the money they made and the success rate. And I'm like, I gotta be a part of that. I can be a part of that. But it doesn't mean that's where I'm gonna stop. That's just where I'm gonna be a part of, like I gotta be a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I met with, I felt like I was at the lighthouse every week. I was at the Chicago lighthouse every week, seeing if they had openings, seeing, and that was a long process. After I didn't work, after I quit in January, I wasn't doing anything for a while. I just kept filling out applications, kept running into dead ends. Meanwhile, being a mom and being a part of his school, because I didn't have nothing to do, But finally, I got called in to do an internship. Probably because I got on their nerves and kept calling them every day.
Well, hey, persistence is the key, right? If you want something, you're going to get it. You're going to go after it.
So they were like, there's a new class starting in October. It was the Vision Clinic in Chicago Lighthouse. It is a paid internship. So I'm like, yeah, paid internship? I'm in. Mm-hmm. And I loved my supervisor. She was young as well. So she was very cool. Like, she was laid back. It was like a lot of ladies and like one guy. And we probably scared that guy to death because we talked about everything in the internship.
I think it was a hangout spot, y'all.
No, and so what we did is we did survey calls. We did medical billing. Like, I got to mess around with that for a little bit because you got to make sure that they have insurance and that the insurance matches the vision. You got to make sure that that the doctor takes it.
Okay.
And I was really good with JAWS. All I needed to know was how to do it. I got trained how to do it, and I hit the ground running. That was a good internship. You got paid every week. That's another good thing I liked about Chicago Lighthouse. You didn't have to worry about every 2 weeks. You got paid every week, no matter what your job was there. So the intern pay was good. It was like $200 something. It wasn't what I was used to making. I made a whole lot more at Horizons, but hey, something is something, right?
Right. A little change is something.
Right. So I did that. Meanwhile, I started growing like being around all these grown ladies. That's what I call them. They were like my grown friends. Like, and I call the friends I have now that too, because I realize you don't have to take shit. You don't have to be in a situation. You're your own setback. If you don't want to be there, you don't have to be there.
No matter what anybody says.
No matter what, you don't have to be there. You don't have to tolerate people's disrespect, their dysfunction, their insecurities, whatever. So as I started seeing them, I started seeing myself. And I started seeing the life I could live, even if it was just me and my kid. So I started doing shit on my own. I started apartment hunting. I know I didn't want to be a part of that relationship anymore. I was tired of being mistreated, disrespected, physically abused, verbally abused, and cheated on. This was going on 10 years. Enough's enough. There's 10 years of my life. I can't.
You gotta get back.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not gonna continue to do this. Meanwhile, my kid is growing up. He's 5 at this point. So I'm like, I don't want him to think that this is okay. That the way you treat women is okay. And he deserves to see mom's happy. So I was just doing me. I think the turning point was, and I know this is about my career, but I'm going to put that in here.
Well, we are talking, like, you know, we're trying to get through your career. we're trying to get through all your careers. So we're going to speed it up a little bit.
Okay, all right.
But yes, so we are going to talk about your career. But yeah, like, you know, you got to a point where, and that's going to be my next question. At what point, because it is about your career, but it's also about your journey and your struggles. So at this point, you're like 2019, 2020, and you got the job at the lighthouse, or you got your internship. So you accomplished that, and you were ready to make a bold move, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about that.
So when did it start?
Yes.
When like a light clicked on?
Yeah, when did the light click on? And
so I started hearing rumors, first of all. Now, this is not the first rumor, and not the first shit I dealt with as far as cheating goes. You know, and I don't give a damn. This is my podcast, our podcast, and I don't really care. I should have left that situation a long time ago when he slept with a family member. So nothing, you know, grimy is grimy, right? So, yes. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised about anything. I think I was more surprised about the friend. So I started hearing rumors that this chick was always at the house when I was gone. There was always an Uber sent from him for him, or she would come pull up for him. And I was like, oh, okay. By this time, I was starting not to care anyway. But when the light came on is when I had, you know, all of it came out, pretty much. It all came out, and I'm very petty, you guys. I admit it. I found out the proof on my own. I'm Detective Rena.
There you go.
Okay? I'll wait till you pass out drunk. You don't even know that your phone is missing, and I will swipe it.
And that's why I don't drink.
I will swipe it, and I will check it. Now I'm grown enough to know, like, hey, if it ain't gonna serve me, why am I gonna make myself hurt? You know, unless I'm gonna leave. If I'm checking your phone, I'm out the door, because I ain't gonna be putting myself through that. I'm about to be 35 years old.
Right.
So I'm
not you're doing the same thing.
I'm not playing that game I played in 2020 when I was 29. No. So I got it. I posted a video feed of Facebook. I revealed it. So it was out by in the morning.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Great Facebook. Great social media. Sounds like a version of Cheaters.
I I made sure that the other party knew as well. Call me petty. I don't care. And that friendship was over. And it hurt because she was one of my best friends. I even tried to make her my son's godmother. So, yeah, imagine how devastating. After that, I was done. I had very dark thoughts. I don't know who I can't even tell you what I was thinking. But I did have a friend of mine. We're not close anymore. But she literally talked me off the edge. She was like, you're better than this. It's okay. You're going to get the last laugh at the end. I was just really feeling sorry for myself. My self-esteem was like very, very low. And then I started seeing Danielle again. I saw her a long time ago when I was doing my postpartum. But I was like, Danielle, I'm coming in. This is what's going on. Because I was seeing her on and off for years anyway. And we were starting a plan. I don't know if y'all seen Wendy Williams and what she went through.
Oh yeah, she went through a lot.
So around 2020, I was going to work on a plan to get out. Meanwhile, I was climbing the ladder to be in that program that I always wanted to be in Chicago Lighthouse. I was so close, you guys, to everything I wanted. Everything I worked hard for. And that goal was to work at the UI Health Center, which is the University of Chicago hospital, like beyond their switchboard. A call center. Because you made a lot of money doing it. And you got to help a lot of people. That was my goal at that time because I knew I could make more than enough to take care of me and my son and pay for an apartment and be good. I wouldn't need anybody, right? Well, it didn't work out that way. Pandemic hit, everything shut down, couldn't complete my internship, and then in all of the craziness, there was a silver lining. I met the love of my life.
And there you go.
She came at a very dark time. She just didn't know. I was wilding out. I was just talking to people, doing dumb shit that didn't have no business doing. Like I just keeping the wrong company, thinking everyone was for me and they wasn't, putting my energy in things that I shouldn't have, pursuing things that wasn't gonna go nowhere. Just being honest, it wasn't gonna go anywhere. I was just looking to be loved, I guess. I don't know what the hell I was doing. I could go back and slap that girl now, but I love the pandemic because it humbled me. It told me to set my ass down. Leave people alone. Sit your ass down. And I started being involved in all these WhatsApp groups. And I'm like, yeah, this is a different vibe. And I reconnected with some friends. Like, y'all, like, she was on here, Jess. Like, she was my friend in Varel. I was like, oh, Jess is in this group. And then I was in this other group. And then I think Vic and I joined at the same time. And her name kept going across my screen. And I'm like, who is Victoria? I like that name. That's my cousin's name. My cousin's name is Victoria. It kept going off and going off. I said, you know what? I'm going to just say hi. I was like, fuck it. As I kept debating with myself if I was going to say hey or what or whatever. So I heard her talk and I was like, hi, this is Rena. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the group. I'm new to the group too. And I think y'all already heard the story of how our conversation started, and that's how the sparks happened. Meanwhile, she was going.
So how did it happen?
I think we said the story already. We said it. It started with a dirty joke.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Oh, and we were debating on who flirted with who or came on to who first.
Right.
You know what? I thought I did, but yeah, I think she did with that joke.
I think I did.
She started it.
I did. And at this point, y'all, I was still married. So
It's okay.
But you know,
I was retiring from doing dumb shit.
right. You know, sometimes life brings you. They always say that God and things happen for a reason. God brings people into your life for a reason, and things happen for a reason. So, and I really feel like that's how we met. And I think the reason why, I mean, we actually go way back. Like we did.
I actually knew Callie Dreamer on Telespace.
Yeah, she did. She used to know me.
You never talked to me.
Yes, I did.
Oh, no, you
ignored
did.
me.
Oh, my God. She still swears up and down.
Yeah.
I think she's lying. Though.
Yeah, I left
There's
her a
no
message.
way she left me a message.
She left me a message. She had so many in there that she never got to mine.
Whatever.
But
you
she could have saved my life. I could have saved
You could have
hers.
saved mine a long time ago.
I could have saved her a long time
and we were in the same hotel, 2010.
Yep, but we just didn't see each other.
No, I wish I would have saw her because she went off on someone and heard that was funny.
yeah. So I went off on someone and she could have heard that. But yeah. So we met and you met, and so I feel like at this point, this is where you kind of, we met and we talked, and we ended up meeting in person.
Yes.
Like 3 or 4 months later, and at that point, I remember you finishing up your internship.
You also remember me getting the call.
And I also remember you getting a call.
Yes. That was hard.
She did finally get the call to. You did
to that job.
To that job.
They were like, "It's yours."
Yes, and she turned it down because I would like to get to this point right here so we can keep talking, but. I had flew up to Chicago and stayed there for a while, and I was about to leave. I stayed there for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I was about to leave, and I don't know. God told me that, like I said, you guys hear us talking about God a lot. We are very spiritual, and I feel like I said, like things happen for a reason, and this girl cried in my arms before I was gonna leave, and it just tore my heart. Like I was like, I didn't know what I was doing, y'all. I was in a place in my mind where I wanted to be with her. I went there, but you kind of like get out of a situation and you're kind of just like in this motion where you're like there but you're not there.
Yeah.
Right? So that's where I was, but I knew. And even to this day, and I know this is her episode, but I'm just saying, like, the way I felt about her was that if you have a magnet or a force that's just not letting you go.
Yes.
Exactly. That's something telling you, like, even to this day, we're together for 3 years that we're married.
5 years.
And 5 years together, but 3 years married. So, we're personal, and we're not going to tell all of our business because that's just none of your business. But, every relationship and every marriage has their obstacles and has their challenges and has everything that could be thrown at them. But at the end of the day, she's my main one, and no matter what, I'm always gonna be there, and that's the way it was day one. That's how it was then, and I felt like I can't leave this girl. Like, we just got her through a bunch of stuff, got her out, she's here. I was I knew that I was going back to Pennsylvania, but I didn't know where I was going. But I know that she was going with me.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. So,
it was a lot, and I think I got the call when we were in PA. Actually,
yes, you did.
I was like, I'm not even there anymore, and they're like, no. They were like, this is a sad loss for UI Health because we've been hearing your name. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. And even to this day, y'all, I still get emails. I still get emails from them saying if I'm, you know, if I'm available to take the job.
I mean, you can tell them
if
give it
y'all
to you
did
virtual.
Remote, you know, if it's a remote, I'll take it.
Right. See, they need to make it remote.
Right. I'm not moving back there to take it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so we're going to go and we're going to make a big old whoosh sound. So she got on the jet plane.
Yes.
And she left Chicago behind.
I did.
Right? And then we were in PA. And I think I'll let you tell a little bit about that on how I feel like that's when you went through a custody battle.
Yeah. I had to take a mental reset.
So, yeah.
I couldn't hustle and fight. Fight for custody and raise my son and start a new relationship. That was just all a little too much. I need to do a reset. Besides, everybody kept saying they wasn't hiring right now because of the pandemic anyway. So
everybody was out.
Oh.
Uh-oh. There we go.
Jack's on the ground.
No, it's not.
Jack is gone.
Jack done went black.
So
Right, so
I had to do a mental reset. And I think that's when I grew up, you guys. You know how I told you at first I was very selfish? I was like, oh yeah, I learned what I needed to learn. I think I know what I need to know. I got it. I think I got into not just my self-care era, but learning what a healthy relationship was like. A healthy relationship, you're not on your own. You don't have to look out for just you. Someone reciprocates, because in my caring nature, I'm always the caring type. Like, I love to help, but in that relationship, they were like, I'm not a kid. I don't need you to blah, blah, blah. You don't need to care about me. So I think that's where the selfishness. I'm like, well, okay, cool. But then you want to complain I don't cook. I don't understand. You just said I didn't need to worry about you.
What in
So-
shit? Go get your own food.
Like, make it make sense. I don't know. But I don't know. Being with Vic, I felt all the things of, yeah, it's a new relationship, but the more it grew, I was like, I don't want this to be just like we're dating. Like, I just started doing things I didn't do. I started laundry, cooking, wondering what's for dinner, grocery shopping. Although the first time I did grocery shopping, I did it all wrong. I got all junk food, no healthy food whatsoever. And she told me about it.
I sure did.
She was like, wait, where's the veggies? Where's greens? There's nothing green in here. I'm like,
Everything was frozen.
I'm like, oh, my bad. Sorry.
I had to rethink, y'all. That was strike one.
I was like, well, and I told you, I was like, well, I'm new to all this. I really don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I want to help. And so I don't know. I just started being sweet and nice, and like in my mommy era, like I was truly a mom. I was always a mom, but I felt like I was that mom that, hey, let's make cookies. Hey, let's make pizza. And it was so sweet that Vic would even come up with these ideas too. And so I think it just gave me a chance to reset. I had a mental health, I won't say a day or week. It was like a year, mental year. I got to binge watch all the shows after all my chores were done. That was my reward. I said, okay, if I get to clean this up, I can do this. Vic told me what needs to be done, and I need to have this done before she gets there. Like, because I work like that, I need structure, like I need, and I know people might be like, well, you're an adult, but sometimes I might not think of, okay, this needs to be done. So if someone tells me, hey, I need this done, can you help me with this, or blah, 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 then it's like, okay, I got you. Like, I got it. So I work like that. I work, and I have it in my head. I have it like, okay, I'm going to do dishes, and then I'm going to clean upstairs, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this. And then I get to watch Dynasty.
There you
And
go.
that's my award.
That was her award.
So I was home. I got to gossip with my mom all the time. I talked to her every day. In my previous relationship, we talked, but I had to be very much, like it was nothing like having your own house. I think that's where I'm getting at, because I lived with other people when I was in the other relationship. This was me and her in our house with our kid. So I got to talk to my mom for however long I wanted to. And nobody got mad if I stayed on the phone with her for 5 hours if I wanted to while I was cleaning.
I mean, basically, she did whatever she wanted at the end of the day.
Yes.
Yes. But,
Days of our lives, everything.
So you did that for, let's say, about a year. And then,
and I did get to help her book her appointments.
Yes.
I don't know if that should be a part of my journey or that was just something I wanted to do. But.
I got to let her, because... when you were in Pennsylvania after you got, through your little vacation, you got to a point where you were like, well, the custody battle's behind you. You like staying at home, but you also wanted to work.
I did. It was bothering me.
Like you were able to kind of get everything and put everything behind you.
Yeah.
For the most part, and kind of start your life now to where it was at. And in Pennsylvania, we were in a area that was not good for transportation, but that's the place that we could go at the time. We found a nice townhome there, and it was away from everything, away from my previous marriage and everything, because I just didn't want to be around the area that I was at before. I'm a Pisces, so I try to run away from that stuff. Me and my love just had this conversation earlier about me. Like, I don't do well. I just have to just go. So, I remember you specifically like, hey, let's update my resume. Let's get things going. I remember helping her with her resume.
Yes. Yeah. And I took the initiative on that too. I'm like,
yeah. And she took the
initiative. Yeah, it's time.
Because one thing that I've learned, and I hope that people aren't like this as much. And if you are, you know what, like, don't be that way no more. Don't, if you have a job opportunity, or if you're working, like, no one's gonna try to take your job.
Right.
Like, share the wealth. There's enough wealth out there. But I felt like when we were in Pennsylvania, like, people weren't telling her about these jobs, and they had jobs.
Like, they would tell me, but they wouldn't tell me how to get it, or they wouldn't tell me who I need to contact.
Right.
It was like shade.
Right. And so I remember her specifically uploading a resume, and I would go to work, and she would call me, and she was like, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, I'm submitting all these resumes. And yeah, and then the inevitable happened. I'll let her tell that part, but
yeah, I lost my mom April 1st, 2022, in the middle of job hunting.
Yes.
I know my mom was very excited because I kept telling her, you know what, Mom, I think I might live close back home, like maybe Texas or something.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, good, because I could come to you and Vicky's house every other weekend. I said, every other every other weekend? Okay, cool. But, unfortunately, we never got to do that because I was frustrated with hunting jobs. And so I lost my mom. It was April 1st. I was with a friend picking up someone that they were involved with at the time. And I kept just feeling weird after we left the airport. I was like, something is wrong. I don't know if something happened to YJ at school or something. And then I remember Vic texting the girl, my friend at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember her texting the driver. And then everybody was just silent, like nobody was talking. And I felt it. It's a Virgo thing. I knew. I was like, something is wrong. Did something happen to my dad? Like, I don't know why I didn't think my mom. I was like, well, I'll just call my mom and she will tell me. She won't keep anything from me. And I remember, and I don't know if I ever told you this, love, but I called her phone about 5 times. And I just started crying in the car. And James was like, what is wrong with you? That was the driver's name. And I'm like, why is my mom not answering? I need to know what's going on. Something's going on. Nobody's telling me. My mom will tell me. And I'm like, I think my mom is going to the casino. So maybe that's why she can't tell me. And so I called my dad's cell phone. He didn't answer. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So then I called Vic because at that time, the girl let it slip. And she just kept saying, oh, I'm so sorry, Sharina. And I'm like, sorry? Sorry? What's going on? And I called Vic, and Vic was like, oh, no, everything's fine. I'm like, is YJ okay? Did someone come get YJ? Did his dad come get him? And she's like, no. YJ's upstairs. Is something happened to my brother? Is my brother okay? No. I said, well, did you talk to my mom? And thinking about it now, she got quiet. And I'm like, hello, Vic, did you talk to my mom? And she's like, no. And I'm like, okay, something's going on. Nobody's telling me anything. So I think the first thing when I walked inside, I was like, okay, what happened? I'm home. I know people don't want to tell me anything because I was on the road. I'm here now. So what's going on? And she was like, what do you mean? And I'm like, come on, Vic, stop playing around. I don't have time to play around. Something's wrong. What happened?
I don't remember you saying
yeah,
that.
I did. I was just mad because I was like, something's going on. I don't know what's going on. Y'all need to tell me. Brittany's talking about she's sorry. What is she sorry about? And
they were supposed to bring her home, and they
dropped them off first.
Yeah.
But so she told me, and I felt like the lights were turned off. I wasn't expecting that. I'm sorry.
It's okay. But what I want to say is that was the hardest thing I don't know. I tell
she was brave for that because I know
a lot of people, you guys probably experience everything out there. I think I'm grown, but I'm not. But it's the hardest thing to tell someone that you've only been with for not even a year. I don't think we were together for a year.
Yeah, we were together a year. We were together almost 2 years. What do you mean? We were engaged.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yes, we were
yes, we
engaged.
were. Oh, yes, we were. Okay, yeah. So it was about 2 years. But, you're still getting to know this person. And we were together for 2 years. And I just never forget her cousin called. It's her close cousin. And she told me, she's like, I can't tell her. And she's like, where's she at? I was like, she's not here. She actually is on the road. And she was, well, don't tell her now. She's like, but if you could please just tell her and her brother, because she's gonna lose it, and you need to know that she might pass out. And I was like, oh shit, okay. So and it's just the hardest thing to see the love of your life break. Like, I don't know, it's crazy. I thought I've been through a lot, but
I just remember
she's so different. I can't ever see her break. I can't see her cry. Like, I don't even know who would mistreat this person. Like, I couldn't do it. Like, it was hard.
I just remember screaming.
Yeah.
That's all I remember.
Yeah, she screamed and fell in my arms. And then I had to call her brother, and but when I tell you that this girl is one of the strongest ones, she is strong. But she is a firecracker, and she's determined, and she's stubborn like her mama. And she looks like her mom. She acts like her mom. That's one thing I tell them. I tell my dad, we lost my dad. My dad left me with my mom. Ooh, "Ooh," and my mom is crazy. And her mom decided to see her. See, what happened was, is her mom and my dad decided to check out.
They had to split.
They had to split.
They said, "Look, goddamn it,
Trump gonna be in office. Sorry if you're a Trump supporter. It's okay. We might lose you. It's all right. You'll come back." But no,
blame it on her parents.
Right? Blame it on our parents.
Well, my mom was worried about the war, and the war's still going on.
Yeah, I remember because we lived right by the military basement. And she said, "Well, Vicky and Sharina, at least y'all safe. But let me know if something comes popping off."
And she told my mom, "Well, Miss Verna, if I just hear the rifles going off and I hear a bomb, we're just gonna call you and we're gonna say a prayer."
Yep.
I said, "Why did you tell her that?"
Yes. But yeah, so she was a firecracker. Her mom, but that's what happened. Her mom and my dad decided to check out early. They said, "Forget this, we're leaving." So, rest in peace to them too. But I'm gonna tell y'all one story, and then I'll finish letting her tell her rest of her story real quick, and then we're gonna wrap this up. One story.
Meanwhile, I gotta work, y'all.
Yeah, she's gotta work.
See if we.
Yeah, she gotta work. But one thing I'll never forget before her mom passed away, she went all against doctor's orders.
She called Vicky and said, "Make me go."
Yeah. So her mom had passed away in April, and we had went to go visit them. I want to say it was that July before.
Yeah.
We all hung out with her. Sorry, y'all. It's getting too late. We had hung out with her, listening to music, chilling, and she said, "Baby, y'all gonna sit right over here." And she goes, "I gotta do this Bible study." So she does this Bible study every day. She gets on the phone every day. And she's sitting there. It's a prayer line. And so they sitting there, they praying, blah, blah, blah. So she's sitting in her chair. And she's sitting there, she goes, "Vicky, go get me this beer." And I told Sharina, I said, "Look, isn't she on the prayer line?" And she's like, "Yeah, she's on the prayer line." I said, "Miss Verna, aren't you on the prayer?" "Yeah, but go get me that beer." I was like, "All right."
She mutes the phone.
She mutes the phone. So then she unmutes the phone. So I give her this tall boy. It's a tall boy, those big old beers. It's blue and white. I remember it was blue and white. So I put it. I said, "Here you go, Miss." I said, "Here you go, Miss Verna." She said, "All right, thank you, baby." So then we sitting on the chair. We sit on the couch.
She looks at me.
And I look at her and I'm like, "Look," I said, "Is she gonna drink that beer right now?" and so then she unmutes the phone, and then you hear, "Amen." So I'll never forget that. We were cracking up. She's like, "Oh hell, this amen, amen, amen." Take a sip.
Then wait, she gets off the prayer line. "Okay, I'm ready to party now.
I'm ready to party now.
Y'all turn the music up. Hell, they prayed too long."
She said. But yeah, that's a funny story. So that happened in April, and then we said we were gonna move closer back to home.
Yes.
And
then I started on my hustle again.
She started on her hustle. That happened in April. We had a fly down, boom, boom, bang. And I want to say we did all that and moved in June.
Yep.
Right?
That was a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, so we moved.
I called. Well, your best friend, Tina, told us about the job. Then my brother kept telling me.
Yes.
And then you saw the post from
saying yes.
And so I was like, okay, cool. And so I sent my resume, heard back from Chelsea. I had to stalk them too. Had to keep calling.
Yep. And so let's just say, like, we packed up, and she was working at Envision, but she was trying to get at Envision.
Yes.
But we touched down in Texas, and this girl had a job interview the next day.
SWC.
At SWC, she went, and that we'll just say that job didn't work out, right? Because we don't want to elaborate on all that.
Yeah, it didn't work out. Blind people, look, advocate.
Yes.
And trust me, if you feel like they don't want you there, don't be there.
Right. Don't force yourself to be somewhere that you're not wanted.
If they don't want you there, don't be there.
Right. There's plenty of other jobs out there that you can go and get. But luckily that she spent about 2 weeks there, and then the job came.
And Vision
finally called, and that was like July, and she was working.
I did the drug test, everything. They said we didn't expect you to have it done that fast. Did the drug test, fingerprint. I think I did all that in one day.
Yes.
And I was hired by July 14th.
Yes. So we touched down in Texas June 13th. And by July 13th, she done had one job, wasted her time there, and then found another job. So, and I'm over here still trying to find a job, get my fingerprints and everything, because I had to get relicensed in Texas, because I had let my Texas license go while I was in PA, because I stopped coming down as much. So she had that job, and let's talk about that, love, and wrap it up, because I want to see you grow like you have been growing there.
So I've been working at Envision Dallas for 3 years, going on 4. It was my 3-year this year. So 3 years I've been working there. In my 3 years time, I have worked on 3 campaigns. I've worked
one every year. No.
The first campaign was CDC. But that ended. I don't think I was working that long before it ended there. I think it ended like what?
A couple of months.
In August?
Yeah.
October? Couldn't have been that long. Right. Then I worked on the Better Business Bureau as an appointment setter. My least favorite. But meanwhile, I didn't know that there were eyes on me, watching me. I always wanted to be on the 311 campaign. I was always fascinated with that campaign, and because that campaign, it had high call volume. It seemed like they really helped people. Kind of sound like they were counselors over there sometimes. And I was like, man, because I always said that if I could see, I would want to be a detective or work somewhere in the courthouse or work somewhere with the law, something. So I was like, oh man, I want to be on that campaign. But then, the little voices in your head, oh no, they're never going to pick me to do that campaign. I can't do that campaign. It looks like you got to do a lot. You got to have like 5 windows open, this and that. And then the supervisor at the time comes to me, and they're like, you're very unhappy at the BBB campaign, aren't you?
Amen.
I said affirmative.
Y'all know what she did, y'all? She said, amen.
Popped open her beard. And she said, he said, I know that you know the team lead, but you might not know the team lead of 311. And then she introduced herself to me, and she said, I've asked for you to be on our campaign since the day you walked in Envision. I said, what? She's like, it's your energy. And it seems like you're a fast learner. You can get this campaign. And so me and another person at the time, I was like, okay, yeah, because I've always wanted it. And even the extensive training they were talking about, I think I did a month training. I was like, okay, I could do this. I worked really hard. My love can tell you, I brought work home. I studied. Sometimes I would tell my son, look, I can't play with you right now. I got to study. And so I did, and I passed. You took a month course because it's dealing with the Dallas courts. That's what you're dealing with, and so you're helping the citizens of Dallas. So you have to learn the laws of Texas. You have to learn what they can do, what they can't do, ways they can solve their speeding ticket, and ways they can't. You got to learn about expungement hearings. You got to learn. It's a lot of in-depth training, and you're not gonna know it all in your head. So you got to know the tools that you need to go to if you don't know everything. And that website is your best friend.
Right.
And so I passed my test. I got like a 99, close to 100%.
That's awesome.
That was a very, very high score. And then I hit the ground running, and that's been the campaign I've been on ever since, and I've loved it. I've seen a lot of people grow, and they've went in different directions that they wanted to. We done lost some really good people too. I even went after the team leads position because I was recommended. I think I shared that on here.
Yes.
I did not get picked, but that's not the end of my journey. I don't plan to stop there. There's more in store for me, and I can't wait to see what it is.
I feel like you had just grown so much, and one thing I want to say to the listeners out there is, when you think people aren't looking at you, they are. And that's one thing that I always tell our son.
Yes.
Is that no matter how old you are, when he played football or when he's out there at school, you never know whose eyes are on you.
Exactly.
You're always looking, because my love, when I first got with her, and even now, like seeing her grow, she's like, oh no, they're not gonna pick me. Why would they pick me? Or no, I can't comprehend that. You know what? I can't do that. And I told her, like, love, like, you don't even see yourself. Like, you're on these calls and you're just like it's all just natural. Like, it just comes out, and she's helping people with no, like, hardly, it just comes out.
It's no hesitation.
No hesitation. And so I tell her all the time, like, I'm always checking in. That's one thing about me and her. Like, we check in here on the podcast, but we also check in with each other, just as a married couple. That I'm like, hey, so, all right, you've been here for 3 years. What's your next step? What do you want to do now? Like, I feel like I always give her a hard time about her friend. It's funny, but that is one person, and I don't know if they listen to this podcast, but if they do, you're an awesome person. You know who you are.
Yes.
Her ex-team lead. Like, when someone believes in you and they see what you could be, then that shows you that, hey, like, they got high hopes for you, and you should have high hopes for yourself.
Yes.
And so I'm talking like that. So before we wrap it up, what would you tell the listeners out there, if there's someone that's out there thinking maybe either doing a career change or making that first step? Because we do have college kids listening, and we have people who are at Chris Cole that listen. So, like, if they're trying to figure it out, or if they're in a situation that you were in, what would you tell them?
There are 3 lessons that I've learned in my journey. Number 1, don't ever let anyone tell you you can't. They tell you that you can't, you prove to them every time you can. Number 2, it's okay to have a mental reset, but you better get back up. Take that reset, however much time that time is. But don't let that time go from years and years and years. Take that 6 months, a day, a year, and then get back up and hit the ground running. Number 3, And the most important one, surround yourself with people who believe and have goals like you. And don't be around anyone who speaks against your dreams. Like, you have some people, and I saw this on TikTok. There was this person, they were so hyped up about their goals, what they can do, they were like, my friend, we were talking, and I could run a car wash, and I could do this and this and this. And then you had somebody, a negative Nancy, say, oh, well, you need money, and you got to do this, and you got to do that. No. Get away from those people. I was around those people. Don't talk to those people who try to deter you from your dreams. You keep going. And that would be my, if you know in your heart you want to do something different, then do it. Don't talk about it. And don't tell everybody you're doing it. Just do it.
Right.
Just do it.
That's my thing is, don't tell nobody what you're doing unless you might need a little bit of help or something. Because when you tell people and if it falls through, then they're like, oh, well, what happened this?
Right.
Or they might be negative, and then, you don't want to hear, oh, well, you tried it and now you're going to do it now. You're
Right.
too old or you're too young or whatever, I think that's really good advice. So is there anything else that you would like to say before we end the episode?
I would just like to say thank you to all of our supporters out there, and I hope my journey touched at least somebody. Maybe there's a mom out there who thinks that there's not life after kids or life with kids in it, but there is. I'm still that mom that is learning that. When my love met me, I took my son everywhere. I didn't have a life. My kid came with me unless it was work. Like, he couldn't go to work. But I've learned that I deserve a date night. I deserve a chill and wine night. I deserve to just be left alone. And so do you. And to those students out there that is finishing high school or college, live, honey, live. This relationship, you're in a relationship that's trying to sway you to, I don't know, do things you don't want to do, or get mad because you're hanging out with your homies, or just live. You're not married. They'll be okay. Because that's what I would have told my younger self.
Yes.
Just live. Just breathe. Just live. And enjoy your parents while you have them, because I miss my mom yelling at me, to be honest. I hear her voice sometimes when I do something like make Vicky mad, because she was always on Vic's side, and she's the only one that's allowed to call her Vicky.
Yes.
She would say, "What'd you do to Vicky?" Oh, man, what about what she did to me?
I ain't do nothing.
But now her mom's the same way with her.
Yeah. Yeah, now I'm getting paid back. Now, I talk to Sharina, or I don't answer her. She's like, oh, Sharina, just do this, do that. And I'm like, oh, no, that's not cool. All right, lovely lady. Well, it has been an honor sitting down here talking to you and hearing your story.
Thank you. I think I'm going to get one more margarita before I go to bed. How about it, listeners? Should I do that?
I think so.
I think so.
I think while we close out, because I'm going to do a little bit of promos here, would you like to close it out with our Jack Daniels song?
Hold on now.
So while she's doing that, y'all,
Jack Daniels by Shane
we are. This is gonna be a laid back episode, y'all. So we are closing it out with the songs that we want instead of doing the intro and outro. So this is her, K Michelle. It's my twin. It's her new song, Jack Daniels, and hey. So if y'all haven't heard this song, check it out.
I'm taking home tonight.
Number 7, y'all. What number is that? All right, let's turn it down so we can close out. But anyway, so what we want to do is, like I said, I want to thank my love for sitting down and talking. I did not want to ask too many questions, y'all, because I wanted her just to talk, right? I wanted her to be.
That's my first time I ever just talked a thing.
Yeah, just let her be and let her tell her story. And I hope that someone, if anything, learned from it. Check out some of those job leads that she talked about.
Hashtag Horizon.
Yes, hashtag Horizon for the blind out in. I mean, maybe we can move out there. Maybe you could work
I
there.
would love that. I'll see my friend Jess again.
Yes. But what I wanted to do, y'all, is close out with doing a shout outs to our nonprofits that we had on this episode. Like I did say, we had first up Victoria Hillard with BPN, which is Blind Professional Network. If you have not checked them out since that episode, go back a couple of episodes. She was the first episode in August. Check that out and go down and look up their website at Blind Professionals Network. .org, I believe, is the website, but if not, it is in the show notes at that episode. On that episode, they do have free JAWS training. They have one-on-one JAWS training. They are starting a new mentor program. They are doing an awesome fundraiser right now for small businesses. They're doing raffle tickets, so you can purchase some raffle tickets if you would like to win some gifts that they're giving away. It's a fundraiser that they're doing. Check that out. Next up, we had the Laura Wheeler Foundation. And the DFW Virtual Lines Club for the Blind, which we have talked about that. So check out the last August episode. I believe that came out on August 31st. Check that out. Check out the show notes. And get involved, y'all. If you want to be a lion, check us out. Come up to one of our meetings. Listen to some of the meetings on the podcast.
Our president is awesome, as y'all heard.
Yes, we love football, and we are going to let y'all know how that Texas River Showdown.
You know what? We should throw a party and invite Laurel, or meet at a central location.
Yes, we will have to do that.
Yeah.
So that will be happening. But yeah, check those nonprofits out. Also, we are having our White Cane Day event here in Dallas, the National Federation of the Blind Dallas chapter. We are having our second annual White Cane Day event over at the where is it going to be at? 2001 Flora Street in Dallas. What is the name of the museum?
Nasher Sculpture.
Yeah, the Nasher Sculpture Center. That's going to be on October 14th from 10 to 1. So come check us out. It's going to have some good speakers. You do not want to miss it. So yeah, come out to that, y'all.
Yes. It's going to be a nice program.
That is what we have going on. We are having our NFB Dallas chapter meeting on September 13th over in South Garland at the South Garland Library from 1:30 to 3. So come check us out if you would like. And yeah, we hope to see y'all around. And football is back, y'all.
Football's back. My boys lost.
The Saints lost.
You know what? Both of my boys lost. Yeah. God dang it. Dallas Cowboys and the Saints. The Dallas Cowboys, I have a joke, and my love deals with my sense of humor, but I said the Dallas Cowboys had too much brisket, and the Saints had too much gumbo.
They had too much gumbo. All right. Yeah, we'll give them that. So tonight I need to check the score. The Packers were playing tonight, and Sunday we will have who's playing. The Chiefs and the Eagles are playing this weekend. I watched the Minnesota Vikings game on Monday. That was a close game at first, but Minnesota came back out and they knocked the Bears down, send them back in their den. Thank you, Jesus. But all right, y'all, let's go football. Let's go for another week. And if you guys want, when y'all hear this episode, do a shout out to this lovely lady for her birthday. You can drop us a message. You can drop us a message on our page, on our Facebook page as well. Let's have those happy birthday wishes come out. And if you see her, tell her happy birthday. So we're going to say, it's your birthday. All right.
Thank you.
All right, love. Well, we are going
Swipe up
to
to unlock.
head out.
Swipe up to unlock.
And take care. And
Adios. Hasta luego.
we will talk to y'all later.
Goodbye.
Bye. See y'all next time.
Or as the kids say it, bye.
Oh no. Now we're about to delete this whole episode, y'all. All right, y'all. Y'all take care.
Pause button.